can see the hate, I can see the lies. See it in your face, read it out your eyes. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me. Why they watching me? They got their eyes on me. They want it, while I get it. They losing while I win it. It's the rules of the game you playing. In your eyes I can see you hating. Why they watching me? They got their.
How you doing, Liam?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm okay. Just a bit weird looking at you with this mustache.
I know. Sexy though, isn't it?
So why do you have your mustache on?
So, first of all, it's November, which means Movember. And it's a charity that all of us PTs support, which is all to do with like men's mental health and, you know, like prostate cancer. So to support the charity, one of the things is to either run 5k a day or something, or grow your mo. And that's what I chose to do because my foot's currently in a cast and I can't do any movement, so I'm growing.
So why are you making me grow mine if I can run?
So I don't look as stupid as you.
Good one. Well, yeah, so a lot has changed lately, and we're gonna go again for another lockdown. How do you think we're gonna cope with this?
I think, speaking from myself, I think that this one will be a little bit easier. It's not as long, so I'm hoping. Well, that's if it stays as 4 weeks. That is, but you know, I think everyone kind of knows what to expect now. I'm going to be a bit more prepared for this one. Like I've just downloaded a couple of books to listen to, redecorating my room, just little bits around the house. So I think it's going to be difficult because obviously you haven't got the nice weather to go outside and do stuff. But at the same time, hopefully it's not nowhere near as long anyway. And it's just about keeping yourself busy and being prepared and knowing what to expect. How do you think you're going to feel?
Yeah, I'm pissed off with another lockdown, to be honest. I was, especially with what happened on the gyms in Liverpool, that they managed to stay open even they were in tier 3. I was expecting, even if we did go in a lockdown, that gyms would keep being opening, and we could stay open, and at least we would have that to distract ourselves, keep working, and people would have that hour or hour and a half to escape. But now they have decided to put us all inside houses.
Yeah.
What I think it's a bit of a bummer, but
I think it's a bit of a punishment, really, because I know he said about when he introduced the tier system and put certain areas into tiers. He mentioned something about not punishing certain areas based on, like our area at the minute's absolutely fine, and then obviously you put like Manchester and parts of like Leeds, I think, just went into tier 3, didn't they?
I'm not sure.
But a lot of the north went into a tier 3, and then to say all of that and then just to put the whole country into lockdown anyway, when there's certain parts of the country which are absolutely fine. I mean, not fine, but you know, doing well with what's going on. I think that's a bit of a kick in the teeth. How did you react when? Did you watch it? Did you watch the news?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What was your reaction?
I don't really understand. Well, I do understand. One of the things he is doing is he's closing all shops so people don't go and buy, because we know here especially how people go crazy about Christmas and how busy stores get, and it would be so easy to spread the virus in this environment. But what I don't understand is why is he keeping schools open when gym is a bit more of a controlled environment where people actually some people try to actually respect the rules, and they are closing that as well. I don't understand. For example, I've known of people that caught virus coming from schools, and we might have people that had virus in our gyms, and no one caught really virus in the gyms. They caught from the schools, and he's keeping the schools open. So I don't understand why, if he's putting people at home, why not leave their kids with the parents at home and give them the gym at least to try to go for an hour to distract themselves. now the weather will be as it is, and then it's gonna be dark for 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, what are people gonna do?
Yeah.
And he's saying, "Oh, it's only 4 weeks." So you just it's not gonna be 4 weeks, because once they're gonna say in 3 weeks' time, I bet with you that they're gonna say something. Look, it's still not enough. We still need to be closed for a bit longer. We need to protect the NHS, and he doesn't want people to go to shops still, because people will just panic buy.
Yeah.
And I think he's just gonna close until mid-Jan. I'm pretty sure it will be that.
I think he's put us in lockdown now because it's not going to be 4 weeks. And I think that because if he wanted to go into lockdown to stop all this Christmas buying and the Christmas parties and the New Year parties, if he was doing it for that reason, he would have locked us down in another 3 or 4 weeks' time and started the lockdown then. But everyone would kick off. So if he does it now and then we're already in lockdown and then he says we're extending it another 4 weeks, you're already in lockdown. What can you do? So I think that's part of like the plan as well. I don't believe it's going to be 4 weeks. I think when we initially all went into lockdown the first time, no one was expecting it to be 4 months. But when you're already in that routine and you're already in lockdown and then they go, oh, we're extending it and evaluating it, so it's going to be another 3 weeks now. No one got upset. They're just okay.
Yeah.
Because they're already in that...
accustomed to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's normal to be like that now. So now if you extend it, people are still a little bit annoyed, but not annoyed enough to say or do anything about it. What's okay, here's a good question. What's your thoughts about it? Do you think it's exaggerated? Do you think it's real? Do you think... What do you think about it?
It's very hard for me. For example, I have a lot of conflicts on my mind regarding it. I think that is something there, because I have people that work in the hospital. I know that a month ago you had probably 1 or 2 people in the hospital with coronavirus. Now you have 30 or more. I don't know. That's like, I'm not getting daily updates. It's random conversations. So definitely there is something there. I don't get my news from Facebook or Instagram, and I don't share silly guys that want to make money just because they are passionate about conspiracy theories. And when I really look deep and down in these people, I just feel sad. For me, they're no different from what they call the other sheeps that follow rules. They're getting their education from internet. I can create a post in 10 minutes and pretend I'm some serious.
Yeah.
And I can just say a study was revealed and it was no study. And these people take passion and share these posts from conspiracies that I don't even know if they're real. For example, this morning I was watching a clip from Good Morning Britain, Piers Morgan talking with the brother of Jeremy Corbyn. And the things that he was saying that is followed by a lot of people that think it's conspiracies. He was completely debunked afterwards by a doctor. And the thing is,
what was he doing? Was he
was saying that it's a lie, that
right.
vaccines just makes people more sick. And then the doctor was said, well, what happened to this disease this vaccine has killed it? And it was just, when you see these people making comments, it's like, maybe freedom of speech should not be allowed, because you're just giving voices to people that they make comments how they feel, or I'm just stuck at home, this is a lie. And I don't know, I'm it's a conflict. I don't know if it does exist. I'm not a doctor. I don't do any studies, but it just makes me sick, conspiracy theories, because even if it's not real, they might be right by Facebook.
But you're never gonna know anyway.
You're never gonna know. Imagine if you die one day and you realize, and for whatever reason is that there is a virus. That why are you making passionate opinions that you cannot prove? It's like, why does it matter? For example, we have conflicts constantly, daily conflicts about people wearing a mask, coming in and coming out of the gym. Either if I believe it or not, if a mask gonna make a difference, if you're gonna train in without a mask or not, even if I do believe that it's gonna make a difference, or if I don't believe that it's not gonna make a difference, I'm just following government guidelines because I want to keep the gym open and I have to do so.
Yeah.
And when a retard comes to me and says, "What's the difference gonna make?" I'm like, "What you want me to do?"
It's part of your job.
Just because you're a special creature, yeah, you're right. You are not a sheep. You're so special. I'm gonna let you train or come in without a mask. It's
part of me doesn't. I think it is silly with certain times and places where you do have to wear a mask. There are certain times where I think, oh, that's absolutely pointless, but I still do it. And the reason I still do it is because it's the government want you to do it, and if everyone just shuts up and just gets on with it, then we won't be in another situation that we're just literally about to go in. And then they're the first people to jump and go, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous! I've lost my job. I'm losing my money. I can't go out and see my friends." But they're the same people that refuse to wear a mask, and it's just easier to wear one than not to wear one.
Yeah.
And that's why I get frustrated with like the people at the gym. Like, I'm not bothered if you agree with it or not, but again, if you want to keep the gym open or you want to keep the pubs and restaurants open, follow the guidelines. It's as simple as that, because if everyone followed the guidelines and then we still ended up in this and there was proof that everyone did follow the guidelines and everyone was being strict enough, then we have a point to prove to the government and go, "Nah, this is ridiculous." But we won't, because the government know that most people still ain't following the guidelines. Most people are still taking the piss, basically. And because of that, they have their excuse of going, "Well, we need another lockdown." And that's what it results in.
Mate, I'm going to tell you something. I posted something about that the gym had these certain measures that needed to be followed. I got a comment from a woman that I hope she sees this and I hope she realizes it was her, because I couldn't really reply, but then I can say I received from a lot of people. She was just a frail, stupid little woman that messaged me and said something like, "These is our lies. The government wants to manipulate us and you're all sheep," something like that. And I'm like, I'm working for a business that needs to follow rules. I just wanted to say this, but I couldn't. What do you want me to do?
Like,
Like,
you're just going to be sacked. Who cares?
You're going to pay my bills? So like, what do you want me to do? Like, go speak with Boris, do a petition, go do whatever you want. But why are you having this conversation with me?
But mate, it's mad that she's taken time out of her day
silly.
to. I bet it weren't even a couple of sentences. I bet it was a paragraph.
It was
as
a
well.
passionate
book. Like, and you think if she's just done that to the gym, she's probably doing that to every shop she goes into, every retail. Like, do you know? It just. And restaurant, everything.
Even if I don't believe that there is a virus, I don't want to be associated with these people. Because these people are just silly for me. Like, why are you going to change? If I don't believe I should wear a mask to go to a store, I'm not going to have an argument with the kid that is 16 years old that someone told them to go tell the person to put a mask on. I'm not that little. I'm not going to have an argument with him.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, "Okay, buddy." And I'm going to put the mask. It's a kid. It is working for someone. He's trying to make him... Why you need...
It's just easier to put it on.
I don't understand. These people are so little, so... Oh, man. It's
okay. So here's another one, right? How do you think... Well, no. Do you think what the government has done was the right thing, and what would you kind of have done differently? I think that's quite an interesting one to know.
No, you're doing some good questions. You're doing research.
You're shitting yourself and your heart rate's going.
Because
you're either going to get called up by Boris or fucking...
No, I don't care, man. Like, I think to be honest with you, I think this country has been taking care of their own people. I think if we see the reality in other countries, it's not the same. This country takes care of
Yeah,
their
of
own
course.
people. I cannot fight against that or talk trash about that. If it is the right thing, look, if I was, for example, imagine if I was a prime minister, I would be listening to doctors. I would not make decisions. This is not going to kill me, or like.
And that's another thing. People saying fuck Boris and all this, and it's not him.
It's not only him.
He's just the face of it.
If I was in complete control of it, like if I didn't have to listen to anyone, or what I would do, for example, would be something like I would listen. Is this real? Is this something to worry about? The first thing I would do is, for example, in 2017 we didn't have coronavirus. I would see how many people have died on that time period, and then I would see if in 2020 it had a discrepancy, like a big difference. Because if they're saying that so many people died of coronavirus, it will have to have, although we will have either every year a small increase because people are getting older.
Is it still the same amount?
Is it like a small increase, or is it a huge increase? Because it could have, it needed to have a massive increase if this coronavirus is so deadly. I would do it either two ways. I would either say, people, you will have this much money, everyone would have this much money, and you be closed in your house for a month and a half. I would have food shelters spread out through the country to people that needed support. And for a month and a half, no one would leave the house. I would close up the country, and we will see how it goes.
Like what we did from the beginning, but a lot stricter.
Like, but I'd even close stores. I would close everything.
Yeah.
I would say, people, fuel up. The stores will be open for 3 weeks. Fuel up. Get enough things to eat, and get ready for a month and a half. Some people would not be able to manage that, because some people they're not even manage their own money, so they wouldn't be able to do that. That's why I think food shelters would come important. Only these people working for food shelters would be able to do. And then I think for a month and a half, this would resolve a lot of big issues, and then the measures would be in place. This would be my first idea. My second idea would be something like, look, this virus only attacks people that are frail. So if you have any condition, you can stay at home. And you would be furloughed, and then life would carry on as normal.
That's the part where I'm at now, where I'm getting sick of it now.
Yeah, but then that's the thing as well. Like, what they are doing is to not fill hospitals. A lot of people, nothing happens to me, but then they could have corona, and they might end up on the hospital. So you had to make the decision: do I want to do this experiment for a month and a half, or do I want to do this experiment that I might destroy the NHS and put people in a situation where some of them will not have care?
I think we made the mistake from the beginning, and now all we're doing is playing catch up. From the very beginning, look how long it took us to go into a lockdown anyway. And then you look at like Italy, Spain, and other places around the world. It didn't take them that long. They see the numbers rising at that pace and went, boom, lockdown. We didn't. We like fannied about, then shut little things. And then again, when we opened back up, and why are the pubs opening? Like, yes, we all want to go and have a drink with our friends, right? But why do the pubs need to be open? And I understand there's certain aspects, when they're looking at money wise, and the government needs money, that they, you know what I mean? They're looking at all that sort of stuff in the economy, and but why does that matter? Because now we're going back into a month, or probably longer. So really, when people sit there and say, they're thinking about where they're going to get money from and all this, that's fair enough. But really, you opened them for a certain amount of time, put a curfew, didn't work, but now you're shutting everything again. So really, you're back at square one again of, it was pointless opening them to start with. And, I think there's so many other little things that, again, like me and you can sit here and say, like, and other people can agree or disagree with, like, what could have been done, what should have been done. But in all honesty, I think the government know where we started off. They massively fucked it up, and now we're playing catch up. And now whatever they're doing, they're kind of doing it with a bit more pressure to do it, rather than this is what we want to do and this is what we should do. Now it's shit. We have to do this. And that's a scary place to be. And that's why I think I'm more worried when they announce the fact that it's 4 weeks and it's not going to be 4 weeks.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to.
Yeah, because they're shitting themselves. They'll look at the numbers, it'll go down a little bit, and then something else will happen or whatever, and they'll just use another excuse to, like what I say, they'll then miraculously think 4 weeks down the line, oh, hang on a minute, everyone's going to want to go Christmas shopping. Oh, maybe
let's open again to be closed in February.
Yeah. Let's open the shops. Open the shops, and then they'll go, oh, there's been a massive spike. No fucking shit. Like it. That's what I mean. They should open real. You can get everything delivered. You can get your food shopping delivered. You can get presents for Christmas delivered, and then you can send them out to people. You can get them presents delivered to that person's house. Like. And realistically, with what's going on, I don't think it's a massive big deal of I have to go and get a present over to one of my mates.
No.
It's not a big deal.
No.
Everyone's in the same boat. Everyone understands. Open the things that need to be opened. Open the things slowly. Not, look at the pubs. People were queuing on the first week of the pubs open. That's taking the piss, right? Then when they said they were shutting the pubs at North, and they go, I think they did it on a Thursday, and they said, yep, as of Sunday's the last night. People were queuing on the Saturday and the Sunday to get in the pub for 2 hours. Where do you think the spikes, why do you think the northern area has got a lot shitter? Because you've told them that the pubs are shutting, and you've given them the chance to go quickly. You've got 3 days before you're not going to be in a pub for another 3 weeks. Everyone's gone to the pub. And then it gets worse. And yeah, it fucking stresses me out.
Yeah, I just think they're closing the wrong stuff. I think the increases started when universities, special universities, and student accommodation started. And not you could say, oh, you're blaming young people, but yeah, it is what it is. If you look, it's almost student cities that had the big spikes.
Yeah. And
schools, so. I think they're closing the wrong stuff.
And I know we're going to sit here and be biased about the gym, but when the biggest thing people are now, and I'm seeing on social media, and I'm happy that people are posting a lot more about it now, is mental health. And I've seen so many posts now since that news about going into another lockdown. I've seen so many news stuff and influencers, should I say, and people on social media sharing stuff about mental health because they've realised that it's hard to see it when you're going through it. It's hard to notice it. And then when you've got your normal life back and then you're becoming that little bit happier, it's now very easy to look back and go, I wasn't who I should have been, or I wasn't myself. And I think now people are actually a bit more worried about the mental health. The gyms are a massive, massive thing for mental health. Helps so many people. As well as the fact that there's two things you're going to do in lockdown. Get fat and be depressed.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, I don't know if it's because I'm being biased, because it's my job.
Oh, why are you being biased?
It's my hobby, but statistically and stuff, the gym should stay open.
You going to the gym, yeah, so the only way if you catch this virus is if you're talking to someone for 15 minutes without a mask, whatever it is. Or is that someone was training or so you were in an environment when someone was talking and droplets fell onto it and you touch it and you touch yourself. Okay, so this is the only way you can catch this virus. So if you go to a machine and you wipe it and you're by yourself, you're not training with anyone, and you wipe that machine before you start using it, you train on it, and you wipe it down, supposedly the virus is killed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
The thing is, the gym's been.
And now you go to
fun.
schools. You go to schools.
And none of the kids wear masks.
When there's the most people who are eager for certain type of interactions, where there's parties, there's no control, that people speak with the mask here and the nose showing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. It's. I don't think gyms needed to close. I think gyms would be the only thing actually, and I can say this even if I didn't work in a gym, it needed to stay open. It's where you would release, or where you would be. On the summer, you want to close it. Okay, people go outside.
You can go outside,
but now,
yeah,
no way, man.
And the amount of people that have equipment is nil. I have equipment, but the amount of equipment I have is not.
We were open for a long, Liam.
What, in between the two lockdowns?
Yeah.
Was it about 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah. How many people do you know that had coronavirus in the gym?
None.
How many people do you know that had coronavirus through schools?
Couple, yeah.
And he's keeping schools open and he's closing the gyms.
Yeah. I know there's part of it where it's like, you've got to keep schools open. And
why?
And I agree with it. Like, someone like my brother who's doing his GCSEs. But then part of me looks at it and I think, why don't he, like, they have days where they go in on certain, year groups go in on certain days and they do their key subjects and everything else can be homework.
You can just stop.
Yeah.
They've stopped football. Like, it's not that it's more important than school, but it's, you stop a year and you start again next year.
Yeah.
Well, what it is happening is not, you're not gonna, you're in a way deep down, if you use this time to learn more stuff or to improve yourself, it will be a good year for you. If you don't do shit about it, it's a year of your life that you lost.
Yeah.
So I deeply think that you should just stop for a year, because I think I read somewhere that the vaccine would be ready on the summer or whatever. So stop for a year.
That's another thing I'm worried about.
What, the vaccine?
Yeah.
Why?
Mate, it takes years for them to come up with vaccines and years of studying, you know, the effects of what happens when they do it, what happens when you have that vaccine. And they've, 1 year? Probably not even that. They're probably trying to mass produce it right now. They're probably nearly there and they're just ready to mass produce it. Like, fuck that. I don't know. I mean, for my age, I probably will be the very last person to have it anyway, which is good. But, yeah, I don't know about that. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I'm no scientist.
Do you just trust it that quick, though?
No. But what I'm going to do?
Yeah. What if in like 5 years' time they turn around and you've got some health condition and they go, oh, it's because of the vaccine?
I want my money. I want money.
Yeah, but
William, what I'm going to do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go now. Go in against the government. Say that Boris don't give me a vaccine. You're gonna kill me, and I don't even know if it's true. I have no medical background. I have no scientific background. What I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I've been vaccinated before, so what's changing now? Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like, if they tell me, Filipe, you have to take a vaccine if you wanted to go on holiday next year, I say, okay. When can you do it?
I probably would do the same. Yeah.
What
if you
I'm
have to have
do?
it to go away and do stuff, it probably would make me do it.
If my background was was medicine and I understood about vaccines and I could stand my ground having discussions saying this is going to be bad for me and people don't do, I would be the first one defending it and going against the government. But I have no background. For me to believe that it's going to be bad for me, I have to follow a person that
and trust that person and what they're saying.
Makes videos on YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, that I don't even know their background as well. I just have to trust them. You see how bad this is?
Yeah.
Like, people that actually are in the government, they can get there so many ways, dirty or not, but they are attacked daily by journalists, and they most of the time stand their ground and not. Sometimes they are right, and I'm gonna follow a guy that controls his comment section, his page, and he only says what he wants, and I'm gonna follow this guy.
That's true.
There's things as well, like there's documentaries from London Real that show that these people coronavirus created and it was this bad. But again, I have to make the decision of following this guy or the government. For example, you've watched Game Changers.
Yeah.
About...
And that's what I was going to get to a point of.
You watched Game Changers and you watch that documentary and you say, shit, I'm going to eat vegetables for the rest of my life. But because we are knowledgeable about this...
Exactly.
We know that's fucking bullshit.
Mate, you can take pretty much nearly any study and you can find two opposite opinions and find some sort of study to back both ends of that, of what you're trying to say. And yeah, I know, like they do that with the coronavirus, and this is where conspiracies theories come out and stuff like Game Changers. Bro, you can find a study that proves why not eating carbs is the best thing for your body, and then you can find a study that why eating carbs is the best thing for your body. And all that Game Changers did was manipulate what they wanted to show you so that you believed what they wanted you to believe. So yeah, part of me, you know, when I hear these people, like for example, I see something this morning of someone recording the tests, one of the coronavirus test centers up north. And he says something like, they're saying thousands of tests are being done a day and the rate's going up. And then he recorded and said, why is this test site inactive? There's no one here. And he drove to another one. Why is this one inactive? And I get what he's saying. He's trying to prove that this is all fake and bullshit and the government are lying, right? But then you could go to the Peterborough Showground right now. Peterborough's not even a bad area. And there's loads of people there. So it's like he's just manipulating because people would have watched that and gone, oh my God, you know what? And they would have thought that shit in their head and gone, I don't know anyone that's tested positive. He's just shown me 3 areas. And now they're thinking, yeah, it's fake because of what they've seen. And it's manipulated.
How many people there is in the United Kingdom?
Was it like nearly 70 million altogether?
So why is he surprised that he doesn't know anyone? It's like, oh man, this is what happens when people don't travel a lot, or they think the world is Peterborough or it's small. Yeah. This happens a lot, man. If you've seen the movie Borat, you see that people that just live on their state and their state is all that matters. Yeah. And you see that's mate, America, man. Mate, that's one of the biggest. That's like one of the best. You can depend on what your opinion is. But one of the most advanced countries, and you see that people they're still 19. They're from 1970s. Yeah, like they're so back because they don't travel or they don't see anything.
Mate, what I loved about that film is there's so many different times. Like, do you know when he went into the shop, and people he'll say something racist or act in a racist way, and the people don't react because it's normal. And I like the way they do that because he's basically, with not doing it specifically but kind of pointing out, when he went to that protest and he stood up on stage and started singing and being racist, and all them people were going with it, and all it was a no mask. And it made me realise, like, they're the same people that follow
and that post stuff on Facebook. Yes. It's like, do you want to be on that team?
Yes. The whole thing was a protest about not wearing a mask. And then he stood up and he started singing, and he was I can't remember exactly what he said, and I wouldn't say it anyway, but he said something to do with racism and did like something, and they're all going, yeah. And it's the same people, these deluded, brainwashed people that it's crazy. And then that film is a very good eye opener to a lot of stuff.
That's why when people tell me, do I believe in the school system? I don't believe in the school system, but I think it is essential for people to go through school. Because if you don't go through school and then you have only Facebook and Instagram teaching you, it's not selected material.
Yeah.
Is whatever you choose or wherever you feel engaged with, and it could be a complete lie. And that is what is dangerous. And these people are just...
It's like they want to follow it. The people that, you know, like the people that are vegan and they choose to do it themselves and all that stuff, that's fine. And then you have the people that stand there and like supposedly silent protest, and they start tearing up wherever they are and saying that these certain people are the killings of animals, and they're the same people that then go and support the stand against the government for not wearing a mask. And then they're the same people that go, we've all been, this vaccine is, it's going to have a chip in it that's going to detect where we go. And they're the same, they're all the same people. Like, it's not, they're probably all the same people. And it's crazy. That it's when you think about it, it's dangerous.
I'm going to just give you one last example. I've seen a podcast with Kanye West and Joe Rogan.
Oh, I was supposed to watch that one.
And it's really good. And then you have your own opinion on Kanye West. And Kanye West said something that fluoride on the toothpaste cuts your mental capacity, thinking.
I've heard stuff about that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He said that. 3 days later, I've seen people share it. That fluoride is like a guy goes in the supermarket and he starts saying that he's gonna do like. So, what is the goal? I don't understand.
If you
I don't
think
understand.
that, just do it.
I don't understand.
If you're someone that thinks, fluoride kills, because what about killing you and it poisons you? And I'm not sure what Kanye said, but I know from the past stuff I've seen, people saying about how it slowly kills you because it's a poison to your body. That's what the side of it I've seen. If you think that, cool. Go and buy some toothpaste without it. But you don't need to be standing in a shop, squatting it up the fucking aisles. And
He done
make
that?
it. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, That's what people. But that's what people do, don't they? Like they protest against it, and mate, it's fucking crazy.
Okay, so to finish off, what are you doing about Movember?
What do you mean?
Raising your mo?
Mate, I'm keeping this lovely little tash here.
Yeah.
What
people should do?
Come and donate to either mine or your page, or again the gyms is on there. The link will be. We're going to put it in the bio.
Yeah.
Every donation is going to help, guys. So, literally, a couple of quids. If a lot of people do a couple of quid, it's a charity that means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Filipe, and there's a lot of guys out there which struggle with awareness. And yeah, so come and help us out.
Okay, bro. See you soon.
Sweet.